welcome back. Or if you're a new listener, hello, this is Sadie. Welcome to my close friend story. I'm so excited to talk about this. Today I'm gonna talk about my experience of attending the number one party school in the United States of America. But first, I want to talk about some issues about my last episode. I listened to the last episode on Spotify and noticed some remix issues, but unfortunately I lost the original track file for the podcast. I lost the original recording, so I cannot re-edit it and re-upload it on Spotify. I'm still figuring things out, and I promise that will never happen again, and I'm hoping everyone can bear with me on this journey. Now, let's jump right in. I went to UCSB, the University of California of Santa Barbara. I'm gonna assume that not everyone listening to this podcast know about American college, so I'm just gonna explain the UC system really quick. So the UC system is the University of California system. There's I forgot how many campus there are, but I think probably 8. And the one that people are most familiar with are UCLA or UC Berkeley. You probably have heard these two schools in popular culture. And UCSB has this reputation of being the party school, not just the party school in the UC system, but a big party school in general. So if you look up party school ranking, US colleges, UCSB is definitely probably in top 10. Ask anyone who just grew up or went to college in California, they can probably confirm that for you. So yeah, and I will talk about this more later, but we also have an annual really big party called Deltopia. Again, if you ask anyone who went to college in California, they can probably tell you this, but Deltopia is this big party we have every spring quarter, on the first week on spring quarter, every year. It happens every year. And every year, people from all over California will come to UCSB to party. On Deltopia, you can probably meet people who are from Stanford, Berkeley, Irvine, USC, definitely. Yeah, we have our party school rap. And we also have some nicknames. Some of my favorite ones are... So UCSB, one of our nickname is You Can Study Bus, which means you can study when you're drunk. And UC Sassy Bitches. And I think the last reason that makes our schools a big party school or just a really cool school in general is that our school is on a beach. I can go to the beach right after class. I go to the beach every night to do breathing exercise with my friends. I definitely enjoy my experience of attending UCSB, and I can't wait to tell you more. So let's start with the moment I got accepted. I felt very mixed when I got accepted. I applied to 6 schools. I didn't get into 2 of the private ones that I applied, and I got waitlisted by Berkeley and UCLA, which are the ones that I really want to go to. And I only got into UW Seattle and UCSB, which neither of them are my top choices. I sort of applied UCSB as a safety school. I remember I said, I just apply it as I just apply here for safety school. I feel like I would stay in Seattle if I didn't get into Berkeley or LA because I don't want to move. But eventually I just am very done with Seattle. I can no longer stand the weather. I don't like the weather, and I feel like UW Seattle is a commuter school that is just not... I don't want that to be my college experience, especially my American college experience. At the same time, I was really anxious about the whole party school reputation. But at the time I got in, it was 2022. COVID was sort of still happening, but we were close to the end. During that time, during COVID, I was really introverted. I would like to think it's because we were so isolated And because of my trauma, I sort of thought that socializing is not necessary. And I didn't really think how weird or how something definitely went wrong, and I just ignored that. And yeah, I was really introverted, but attending UCSB eventually brought the extroverted side out of me, which is really, really nice. Yeah, I never, like, at the time, I never thought it would be like a problem. I thought it was just, I want to be introvert. I didn't like hanging out with people. And then I sort of just isolate myself. I never thought it was like, hey, Sadie, something is, this is weird. You shouldn't be like this. No, I didn't really think like about that, but I'm going off topic anyway. Yeah, so I was very introverted at the time, and I was so scared that I was so scared of going to a party school because I feel like I wouldn't fit in. On top of worrying about the fact that I may not fit in, I also worry about this degree will not be taken seriously, which is really, really silly in retrospect. I remember telling my high school teacher who attended UCLA that I got into UCSB, and the first thing he said was, oh, that's a party school. So I am not sure that I want to go to this school. I was scared that the whole party school rep will define me, which is ridiculous in retrospect. Eventually, I picked UCSB over UW Seattle. Best decision I've ever made. If the best life decision I ever made was coming to the United States for college, the second best life decision I've ever made is coming to California, moving to California for college. It was the best thing I ever did. This is how I felt about this school before attending. Like, I wasn't sure, I didn't know much about this school, but I genuinely really like beach. I think looking at the ocean is a way to relieve my stress. So I think, it wouldn't be that bad if I have a beach to go to every day. So yeah, and then I chose UCSB. I didn't make a lot of friends during the first quarter. I didn't make many friends. Like I said before, I am a transfer, and for a transfer means that you got into the school as junior and you finish 2 years of coursework that counts toward college credit. So it's tough for transfer to make friends because most people, they already have established friend groups in freshman and sophomore year, which is year 1 and 2 in college. I didn't have lots of friends, but second quarter, I met some of the most important people in my life. We did a lot of stupid shit together, which I will get into more details later. I can only share the legal one. Yeah. So let's talk about the party culture here. Basically, there's parties every weekend, thrown by, I wouldn't say regular people, but thrown by just regular people and fraternity and sororities, fraternities mostly, which I never been to any frat parties, but yes, there's parties every weekend. And the town right next to UCSB is called Isla Vista. Basically, it's a college town. And the last 4 streets of Isla Vista is called Pardal, Trigo, Sabado, and Del Playa. And the first letter of these 4 streets are PTSD. So we call it PTSD. Or at least my friends and I call it PTSD. I don't know if it's inside joke or is like a joke that runs in UCSB. I don't know. Maybe it's just a thing that my friends invented. Anyway, so Del Playa, the last street of Isla Vista, faces the Pacific Ocean, and that is where the parties are at. Usually every Friday. Oh, they also faces the Pacific Ocean, so it takes a shitloads of money to live on that street. Right now, I live on Sabado. I still get to. I'm subleasing for summer. All my friends are gonna be here. We'll be staying here for the next school year, but I graduated, so I'm not living with them next year. They are all 1 year younger than me. Anyway, so now in my room, I can see the ocean. I can also see the Pacific Ocean, and the beach is 3 minute walk away from me, which is awesome. Where was I? So yeah, every Friday, every weekend, there will be parties on DP. Different people are throwing. People will walk up and down on Del Playa, and Del Playa, the abbreviation for Del Playa is called DP. So we will often say, "Are you going to DP tonight? Are you going?" Yeah, so that means, "Are you going out tonight? Are you going to party tonight?" To look for parties, you just go walk back and forth of the street. Some parties charge you, some parties are like member exclusive, some parties are thrown by like student organization. At this point, you will probably wonder, why hasn't Greek life been brought up yet? In case you don't know what Greek life is, so in American college, there would be sorority and fraternity. And fraternity are only for men, and sorority are for women, and these are like very social fraternity. They I don't know if you have seen any American movies or TV shows that mention college. Fraternity and sorority will definitely come up, because they usually are the one in like they usually are the group of people famous for partying. But now there's more fraternities that are like professional and a career focus, and they are co-ed. There's business fraternity, there is pre-med, there's pre-law, and I also joined one, but eventually I dropped it. So in most colleges, Greek life is associated with parties. I think in most colleges, to get into the party scene, you either have to be a girl. If you're a guy, you have to rush the frat to be let into these parties. And the whole process of joining a fraternity or sorority or any fraternity, including the professional one, there is a pledging process. There is a list of things you need to do, and it varies from different fraternity or sorority. One of the biggest problem about Greek life is hazing during this pledging process. And the hazing process can be very harsh, like making you drink a lot of alcohol, things like that. But most colleges in the US has already banned this, but still, it happens. It happens. And I also heard there's also racial, like fraternities that are about races, but like driven by races. There's Asian fraternities, there's Latino sororities, like you get it. There's black fraternity and sorority. So, but honestly, throughout my experience at UCSB, I never know anyone personally who has been hazed or part of the hazing process. Thank God. I'm not that involved in Greek life, which is why it brings me to this point. At UCSB, the party scene is so easily accessible. You do not need to be in a sorority or fraternity in order to get into parties. Whereas in most colleges, you probably would have to get into, if you're a guy, you probably have to pledge this fraternity to get into parties. Or if you're a girl, you can just go to any parties. I'm gonna be real. Yeah. Because of how the party scene is so easily accessible, I feel like the Greek life is not as big or as important as other colleges. This is a very UCSB thing, I feel like. And when I was talking about, like, when I was brainstorming this podcast, and like I asked my friend, and he told me, yeah, I think we have a very easily accessible party scene. You don't have to join the Greek life. And he heard that at UC Irvine, if you want to go to a party, you need to drive 30 minutes into the mountains, which is crazy to me. Throughout the school year, I feel like there's 3 events that everyone would go parties. Even the one that usually don't will go out to party. And these 3 events are Halloween, Deltopia, and Extravaganza. Fun fact, my school canceled Halloween. We don't have Halloween parties on the Halloween weekend. When is the Halloween weekend? Halloween weekend is the weekend before Halloween. Why? It is the same reason why, okay, it's not the same reason why, but so the reason why my school canceled Halloween is because in previous year, there are so many students who don't go to UCSB. There are so many students from all over California, like Stanford, USC, UC Berkeley, UCLA. They would come here on Halloween weekend to party at UCSB because UCSB is known for partying. Few years ago, they put more and more law enforcement. They increased the law enforcement presence on Halloween. They're so scared of people partying at Halloween. And also, whenever there is like big parties, like Halloween or Deltopia, which I am going to talk about later, people who don't go to UCSB will doesn't really give a fuck about our community. They would just trash this place and leave because, makes sense because they're just guests, so there's a lot of trash. On top of that, it's not very safe because these people usually stay in dorms with their friends who actually go to UCSB. So what UCSB has done is that they banned on Halloween weekend, we'll need your keys to access to your dorm, and you basically cannot have guests to stay overnight. So what we do for Halloween is on the actual Halloween weekend is very empty, but there will be so many fences set up to I don't know what they are here for because of how strict the law enforcement, how strict the policing are. Everyone would leave and go to different places to party on Halloween weekend. I don't remember what did I do for my senior year, but I think for my junior year I went back to Seattle, and my friends went to rave or USC to party. So when do you celebrate Halloween? We celebrate 2 weeks before Halloween, basically the third weekend of October. That is our Halloween, and then on the actual Halloween weekend we party somewhere else. Next up we have Deltopia. Deltopia happens on the first weekend, the first Saturday of spring quarter every year. And it used to be called Floatopia because people will bring their floaties on the beach to party, but not anymore because I think back in 2014 there was a riot during Deltopia. Deltopia is different because it's a danger. Danger means that it's a day party. I think the party lasts from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. and there will be no parties at night. The police here are very strict about that on Deltopia. And what else? It's not the same party. It's the same party thrown by people who are the same, but it's more like a thing, it's more like a community event that is very important to us. I don't know. It's such a big thing. Okay, the first Deltopia, I think I woke up at 8 and then I put on makeup and then told everyone that I'm going to get numbers from 10 guys. And that didn't happen, of course. And I also got water gun to put soju inside. Every parties that take place during Deltopia mostly don't charge. Actually, they used to. Last year they used to, but this year every paid parties were banned. It's more welcoming. Everyone is going out, so Deltopia is they let everyone in because it's a community thing. And oh yeah, I also remember the first Deltopia. I remember going to my friend's place at 10 a.m. and then my friend already told me, Sadie, I already had 6 shots. You need to catch up. Which is also another point that I want to bring up, and I forgot, is that, damn, everyone can drink here. Everyone. Before I go to UCSB, I probably cannot take more than 3 shots. Now my limit is 6 or 7. Insane. But the people I know here, every single one of them drink 10 shots for pregame. I just realized I haven't introduced the concept of pregame. Pregame is, if you're not from America, Pre-game is drinking before you go to the actual event. So you just like kind of get prepared for your just getting prepared for the actual event. Like drinking, snorting, stuff like that. Deltopia to me is doing like a ritual with your friends, with the people, with the UCSB community. Honestly, if you're asking me, like, is it really, really super fun? I don't think so. The parties are okay, in my opinion. And next, we have Extravaganza. Extravaganza is a music festival thrown by the associate student, the student government at UCSB. I have so much fun at Extrav every year. It's basically just a music festival, but in my opinion, the headliner is really great. Previous years, the headliner are great. Like, and I definitely will not get to see these singers, performers if I go to a college in Hong Kong, and which is why I'm so flabbergasted by the guest lineup. So here goes. For the previous year, in 2010, the headliner was Drake. For 2010. For 2012, it was Snoop Dogg. 2013, Kendrick Lamar. 2018, Charlie XCX. Man, I wish I was there. 2019, Playboi Carti. The extract that just happened was Steve Aoki, the DJ. It's just a music festival, but again, I think it's fun, but it's definitely not like actual music festival like Lollapalooza or like Coachella. But still, I think seeing these performers, like, I never get to see it, but like I still think it's pretty insane and impressive that, well, at least for me, because I'm not from here. Like, I didn't go to like I don't know, I just never met someone whose school invited really, really good, nice performers like UCSB, and I'm actually really impressed. So yeah. Before I record this episode, I asked on Threads that is there anything you guys want to know, and someone asked about the Greek life, and they also asked if the Asian American in party scene, like the whole Kevin Owen stereotype, is real. So first, this is a UC. It means that UC is a public school and California has lots of Asian. It means that all UC has lots of Asian. Okay, because it's free. No, it's free. No, it's not free. It's like state tuition. It's cheap for in-state resident to go to a UC. So there's a lot of Asian, and I can confirm you that yes, there is a lot of Kevin Owen. In case people do not know what Kevin Owen, the stereotype is that Asian American who vapes, party, do drugs, rave, they always wear a black t-shirt, silver or gold necklace, like gold chain, wearing flannels. What else? Probably software engineering major, have some Asian tattoos on them, like koi fish, dragon, stuff like that. And then we also have female version of that Kevin Wen. It's called ABG. I don't feel like there's like a really stereotypical name. Wait, there is like, okay, maybe Tiffany. What else? Like, Tiffany is the first thing that came into my mind. Yeah. Oh, Kevin Wen, like, obviously Vietnamese name. ABG is more, they are hot as fuck. That's all I'm gonna say. They're all hot as fuck. They do lashes extensions, which is really long. They rave, vape, do drugs, probably Molly. What else? Likes partying a lot on top of rave. Really hot, have I mentioned that? Like Sunny Angels. Like Sanrio. Oh, my friends and I have this theory about Sanrio characters, which his theory is that every girl who are not kids, let's say teenagers or like young adults who like Sanrio characters are mentally ill, which is not real. I like, okay, it's just a joke. It's kind of funny, actually. Anyway, so this is a UC, definitely a lot of ABG and Kevin Wen. Do I see them at parties? I feel like they are party animals for sure. But their parties, or maybe I was never really involved with the Asian American social circle. My friend groups are very diverse. Like, I used to joke about how the admission office should use us as like stock photos for the admission booklet because we are racially diverse. My best friend Aryan is an Indian guy who has. Actually, can I say this? I'm not sure if my friends want me to say this, but yeah, he's whitewashed, but I don't want to get too much into my friends' like family details, but we came from like different places, and obviously like Asian who were raised here, Asian adopted by white parents, so technically they're white. Do not know if I'm gonna get canceled by saying this. Obviously, me, an Asian from Asia, and white people, yeah, basically my friend group is very racially diverse, and I never got into the Asian American social circle, but I feel like their parties are relatively exclusive and only invite people they actually know, but they do party a lot, and that stereotype is true. And I feel like the ABG event, like, I also am turning to one after going to a rave and started getting lash extension. I feel like I totally look like one now. What else? Wow, I just realized I have not spent a single minute talking about academia in this school. And I want to say we work hard and play harder. That's all I can say. I think some of the people that party the most are always the people who are really good at school. Sometimes during finals week, on the school Snapchat, I would see people shotgunning. Okay, shotgunning, usually with a beer or like a seltzer. So shotgunning means you drink a can of beer really, really fast, and you use a key to like make a hole in the bottom of the can, and then you drink it, and then you drink it from the hole. I definitely have seen people doing that during the finals week at the library. Another thing I think is worth mentioning is that a lot of stuff is normalized here. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but drugs is very normalized in my school. One of my friend's boyfriend's bathroom has a sign that says, "Please do not do drugs in our bathroom." We have a living room for that, and it's iconic. And I also met a lot of like Americans who are born and raised here, definitely told me this is a very UCSB thing. I think we are party animals that work hard but play harder. Reflecting on my experience in UCSB, not just in the party context, I feel like having friends, making friends really did change my life. I think my group of friends really did change my life in a lot of way, in like positive and negative way, but I love my friends. Thank God I met them. My UCSB experience is definitely made by like a good majority of it is definitely shared by I share it with my friends. I wouldn't say the party culture is definitely not everything. That is one of the best part, I think, because you can opt out. You're not required, or there's no pressure for you to be a part of the party scene. Whereas I mentioned before, I was really worried that I would not fit into the whole party culture, but I fit in really well. And I don't know, I fit in really well. And party culture is not really all, it's not really everything at UCSB. If you're coming to UCSB and worry about the same thing, I can assure you that not everyone is a huge party animals. You can definitely find your crowd, your people, your peer who are just like you. And yeah, I think my experience going to party with my friends were great, but honestly, fooling around with my friends is definitely the best part. Okay. What else have we done? What else? I'm graduating. Fuck that. I'm gonna tell everyone this story. So, if you visit UCSB or you look up UCSB, you will know that there is a building called Interactive Learning Pavilion that is entirely new. It opened like last spring, I think last April. And when I first met this group of friends I have, the building was still in construction. The construction site is also right next to my dorm, and I pass by every single day. And one day I told my friend, hey, let's break in. And then my friend said, yeah, that's a good idea. And then one night, we just broke in to a construction site. We had to climb the fences, and yeah, it was really fun. We look at we also, okay, one of my best friend, Arian, he put on this disguise, and then he played these like spy music on his phone when we were sneaking in for dramatic event. It was really fun. It is like shit like this that makes my college experience. Definitely not like the parties are fun, but definitely the things that made my experience are definitely the stupid shit I did with my friends. And then after breaking in, we walk around the campus for fun, and then we found out one of the store that sells snacks on campus didn't lock their door, and we were so confused. Like, they were totally waiting for a robbery. We also went into a lecture hall and opened every table, which is really, really fucking stupid, but it was so fun to do it with your friends. And wrapping up, I have some advice for people who are going to UCSB. I have some advice for you, but I think it also applies to if you're going to college in America, okay? So, I know that I have a very diverse audience base, so I have tips for different groups of people. If you are an international high school student, got into UCSB and as international student, well, first, congratulations. I can assure you that I don't think you will have any problem fitting in. Let's say you're you're from Hong Kong and you went to international you went to international high school in Hong Kong, and you grow up partying in Lan Kwai Fong. You grow up going to clubs. I am afraid the party scene will be a little bit disappointing, because clubs are definitely way cooler than most college parties that I've been to here. But you're definitely gonna be exposed to a lot of fun stuff. Just be smart and careful. And if you went to local high school in your home country, not just Hong Kong, in her home country, and got into UCSB as a freshman, I want to say congratulations as well, because that is definitely so hard and difficult. You definitely are very, very smart. And I want to advise you that cultural shock is definitely more severe. It will probably be better if you are whitewashed it. But even I went to school in Seattle for 2 years and come here to California for college, I still get cultural shock from California and this school in particular. And I hope you enjoy your 4 years here and try to fit in. I hope you find your crowd, your people, and I hope you get to know some like American friends, because honestly, as an international high school, oh my god, I'm about to cry. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. As an international student, it's definitely really, really hard and difficult to make friends with American, but it's definitely worth it. Because in my opinion, this is why people study abroad. You know people from that country instead of sticking with people from your home country. Sorry, I'm still crying. This is so embarrassing, crying on my podcast, but honestly, if you get to know me, I cry a lot, and not because I'm sad, because sometimes I cry because I'm just way too happy and feel like I'm so fortunate. This is so stupid. Okay, I need to validate my feelings. This is not stupid. I feel a little bit embarrassed. But yeah, I hope you do find your friends here. And tips for transfer students from community college. It's definitely way harder for you and way difficult. It's way more difficult to make friends when you are a junior. So I would suggest to rush a fraternity, join any student org that you can find. And yeah, I think, wow, this is also a really, I know this episode is titled as like my experience of attending number one party school in America. But it's also a reflection for me to my journey here at UCSB. So I'm really emotional. Yeah, it's coming to an end, and I definitely do not regret going to this school, and I have so much growth. Yeah, I came here during a really tough time. My dad passed away a few days before I attend UCSB, and I honestly thought it would be really, really tough for me, like going to a school that it was not my top choice and during a really difficult time, but turns out it has been pretty nice. I met some really cool people. Yeah, and I hope everyone who are going to this school or have the same experience as me. I think that's all I want to say for this episode. Yeah, I cried too. Wow. Wasn't expecting that. But I do cry a lot. I love you, UCSB. But I'm ready to move on from here. Thank you so much. I don't know. Yep. Anyway, my name is Sadie. My Instagram is sadie.stk. I hope you like this episode. Check out my Instagram, my other episode, and yeah, I'll see you soon. We will talk more. Bye.